Good morning and welcome to TADSAW Facebook Live on April Fool's Day. Why? Because on the 1st it was April Fool's and today is the last day of April, so April Fool's, it's over. It didn't even seem like a whole month went by. It's Thursday, April 30th in San Antonio, a little bit overcast. We've had quite a bit of rain the last couple days, about the last week and a half, and we've had some good sun and drying out, and now we're a little bit overcast, maybe getting a little bit more rain, but it's always welcome in South Texas. It never rains enough and it's always too dry, but you know, that's why we live here in Texas. You know, so when it gets to be 120 degrees, we can go inside and stay out of the heat. Well, let's bring us up today on TADSAW statistics. So far, since 2010, we now have a total of 1,691 service dog teams across the country. 1,135 are male clients and 556 are female clients. We've got 183 Vietnam veterans, 2 Korean War veterans. We have 88 Train a Dog Save a Family member teams. We have 20 Train a Dog Save a First Responder teams, and we have 83 Train a Dog Save a Child Civilian community member teams. So everything's doing well. We have got a phone call today. I don't know if they're going to call me while we're here on Facebook Live, but we're testing a team up in Wisconsin. So best of luck to them, you know, and to the trainer, the veteran, and the dog that's going through the program. And we're getting closer and closer to the TADSAW milestone of 1,700 service dog teams. And when Team 1,700 is when we reach it, I have a surprise donor for that, and we'll announce who the donor is going to be for Team 1,700. So everybody can kind of try to figure it out. We're still getting closer to Team 1776 and still hoping to find a sponsor there, but you know, but it really doesn't matter. It's about the teams that go through the program, not about the sponsors. If they want to help be participating with TADSAW, great. If they don't, it's you, the American people, that sponsor all these teams. Remember that. You know, you're the ones that put in your donation every month, you know, and every year. Carl Lindell Hart made a statement that said, the hardest thing to change something new in a culture is to get the old ideas out. And similarly, the architect Buckminster Fuller once said, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. TADSAW's kind of done that with the way our program works. You know, the better idea over the seeing eye dog idea of training service dogs was to allow the participant trained service dog program to really grow and nourish. It means that you, the client who has the needs of the service dog, goes through the program, learning how to be a dog trainer, and the Americans with Disabilities Act is all for owner-trained service dogs. If you have the disability or long-term medical condition, you can train your own service dog. You don't have to go through a service dog organization. It's credited to, I think, Mark Twain that said, God created man, and Samuel Colt and his revolver made them equal. The ADA made service dogs accessible for disabled persons, excuse me, to be able to go out into public and be like just everybody else. The unfortunate part was that service dog organizations made them very unaffordable, and TADSAW looks at it differently. Everybody should have the right of access to a service dog, and it should be affordable. You know, we make medical alert service dogs both affordable and accessible, and that's the way it needs to be. If you need a dog, why not be able to get one? And because of your, you know, our donors funding and making, giving us donations and applying for grants, it makes it to where the person who needs a service dog can concentrate on training their dog from start to finish. And that's really what's important, because they have to be committed to working their dog every day, going to class, letting that dog become part of their life, and they becoming part of that dog's life. And because we believe in using shelter rescue dogs, we get to save 2 lives at a time and a whole lot more. And that whole lot more is the family, the neighborhood, and the community. You know, but it looks like there's dark clouds circling the service dog industry. I received an email the other day from US Vet Connect speaking about service dogs. There's a federal grant program called the SAVES Act, not to be confused with the other SAVES Act about safeguarding voter integrity, eligibility. And it looks like they're going to give the VA the ability to dictate all this money that's going to be going out for, $25,000 to $50,000 service dogs to be trained and given to somebody, which means that these veterans that get the dog will never learn how to train a dog and take care of themselves. The unfortunate part of this is that in the military, no matter who you are, whatever branch you are, when you went to basic training, and you went down range with your weapon, rifle, handgun, whatever, you learned how to clean it, take it apart, put it back together and use it. You had the ability to do it. And we feel that since you went through the military and learned how to train, you should be able to go ahead and, take care of your own dog, learn how to train your dog so you can train your next dog, your next dog, your next dog, and not be obligated to waiting for somebody to give you a dog. If you need a dog that bad, you should be wanting to train it yourself and have the ability to control the narrative of your life again. I also came across a foundation that the U.S. Vet Connect mentioned. The unfortunate part is this organization doesn't take unsolicited applications, and they are looking to only support service dog programs that raise puppies and do not use rescue placements for service dogs. Talk about discrimination. Whoa! With all these dogs in shelters that make really good service dogs, this organization feels like they don't want to use the rescue dog. But if you go to the rescues, a lot of times you're going to find these puppies from these service dog organizations sitting there because they don't have a home to go to. I don't want to mention names, but so I won't talk about the Patterson Foundation, and they're feeling that an organization that needs to breed and raise their own puppies, and they're the ones that are eligible for their money. So Mr. Patterson out there, I hope you read this and listen to this, because you got a whole lot of veterans that have a lot of rescue dogs out there that are saving their lives. That's the important thing. Does the dog save the life? So I don't want to call it any names, but I probably did, and probably get shot too, but that's all right. If you're having pushback from the VA, you veterans, and they're giving you trouble signing off on the healthcare provider form, we've decided to do something a little bit different. Yes, you have a lot of paperwork that you can use to get your, get into the program, but really, I need a copy of your disability rating letter that says what your disability rating is, service connected, and we can use that documentation. Just go ahead and attach it to the paperwork. You can call me, talk to me. My number's 210-643-2901. I'm more than glad to talk you through how to get everything. If you're looking to get a service dog, call me at the same number and we'll talk about it. But you shouldn't be denied a service dog. It's your right as an American to be able to have a service dog. So says the Americans with Disability Act. But then again, we do have, another law that they're kind of cutting it apart in the Supreme Court about voting. So I guess they could take service dogs out of the ADA law next. But, it's going to be a hard thing to do. We don't like to get political here, because if you look at an eagle, the American eagle, our mascot, you never see the eagle flying with only his right wing flapping. And you never see that eagle flying with only his left wing flapping. But you see that eagle soar higher and higher with both wings flapping at the same time, together. And that's the way we need to be. Everything together is American. Let's talk about our commonalities, not our differences. But, it's about service dogs helping all Americans, from children with autism to adults with autism, epilepsy, seizure disorders, blood dyscrasias like diabetes, things like that, cancer. The dog can be there to go ahead and take care of your anxiety and depression when you're worried about your medical condition. So thank you for joining us. I want to go through May, because May has a lot of days. That May is Heritage Month for many different groups. It's Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, of which we have 18 teams throughout the country. It's also Haitian Heritage Month, but I don't know how many Haitians I have that went through. We weren't looking at as far as honoring the Heritage, Heritage Month. And we do have a lot of Haitians. We want to thank our Haitians that have served proudly in the military in the past and in the present. It's also Jewish American Heritage Month, of which we have 19 service dog teams for Jewish Americans. And also it's Mental Health Awareness Month, in which mental health awareness has made, they want to promote education and reduce stigma. And I guess the only way they're going to reduce stigma is if they start changing their language, because when you say that somebody has anxiety and depression or whatever else, whatever, it puts a stigma on that person and they don't want to get help. So if we go ahead, let's destigmatize all these words that we use to describe their conditions to an occupational hazard, if that's what it's due, like the military-induced anxiety and depression, or an occupational hazard for firefighters that see a lot of bad things go on when they're fighting fires and rescuing people, or an environmental or climate-induced stress disorder. These are not all mental health associated. It may be mental wellness, but it's not mental health. But we want to honor May with all the Heritage Month and Awareness Month it is. Dates to remember: tomorrow, May 1st. When you wake up, say rabbit to get a jump on the month. It's May Day, International Workers Month, which celebrates labor rights, and workers' contributions globally or in wherever they are in the United States. We'll drop that there. Tuesday, May 5th is Cinco de Mayo, celebrating Mexico's Army's victory at the Battle of Puebla against the French, Napoleon. Sunday, May 10th, Mother's Day. For all you mothers out there, and I'll just stop right there. Saturday, May 16th is Armed Forces Day, celebrating all our military. Friday, May 22nd, remember your battle buddy. Call and check on your battle buddy, make sure they're okay. You never can call a battle buddy not too often every day if you have to. Saturday, the 23rd, is Haitian Heritage Day. Once again, honoring all the Haitians that have proudly served in our military in the past and in the present. Monday, May 25th, is Memorial Day, honoring those who died in service or have died resulting from a medical condition having served. Our next Facebook Live will be on Thursday, May 28th, and we'll see you there. I want to thank the members of Full of Grace Marketing for being here for Facebook Live, Mia and Mel. And Sarah is down in Puerto Rico watching us live. Hi, Sarah. Also want to thank our friends at Tickling Trout Productions over in the United Kingdom, John and David. John and David, thank you for everything you've helped us with. I want to thank all of our... I want to remind everybody that, May's a good month to make a donation. If you don't want to give flowers to your mother, maybe you want to make a donation. Make a sustaining donation with the TADSAW care. At a $25, $15 a month level, or $7.50, that carries you through the whole year. So every month you're thinking about your mother and the donation she helped in getting somebody a service dog. Remember, it's affordable, it shows you care, and you act now. Or you can just make a regular donation. We look forward to that. So if we can get some new donors and help this, because even though the economy's tight right now, that extra $1.50 every fill up really takes its toll. So, hopefully we'll get this gas prices right and make everything affordable again. But I want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you to the veterans, their dogs, the trainers, the donors that have made this program very successful. It's my honor and privilege to be here thanking you at this time, and stay safe, and we'll see you next month.